Councilman, what challenges will you face working with almost an entirely new county council if elected?
Well, it's actually a great question. For the first time since 1994, there will be at least five out of 7 new council members. So I think that's the importance of making sure that we have a county executive who has that hands-on experience. Obviously, I have served 16 years on the council, so I have a good understanding of the knowledge of the workings of the legislative branch. And more importantly, I too was once in that role. When I was first elected in 1994, 5 out of 7 of the new council members were new, and Dutch Rupersberger had come from the council and was elected county executive and mentored the new council in many ways.
So you can kind of draw on that experience if elected and moving forward.
Yeah, so yes.
What do you feel would be most effective way to make government more efficient?
Well, I've been a big proponent of the use of technology to make sure that we can do more with less. And I think we can be more efficient in the delivery of services, and we could offer opportunities for citizens to understand better how government works through the use of technology. For example, putting GPS on snowplows and then publishing that information online allows a citizen to understand where plows have been, where they're going, and how soon they'll be in their neighborhood. And then they don't have to call the county at a very difficult time to try and get that information. And we can, as a county, devote all of our resources to clearing the snow, which is what we are to do at that time.
You also mentioned about forms and other type of similar things placed in online as well.
In my opinion, there's no reason why a citizen, if they would like to do so, should not be able to do 100% of their county business online. And that's a goal I want to achieve as quickly as possible.
One issue that could potentially be facing Baltimore County as well as other jurisdictions is the shifting pension costs from teachers from the state level to the local jurisdictions. If elected, how would you handle such a situation?
Well, first of all, I think it's somewhat disingenuous for the state to consider doing that. For whatever reason, the state has assumed the teacher pension responsibility, and perhaps that was in exchange for them assuming control over the appointment authority of our school board, which then hires the superintendent. And to simply pass burdens onto the local counties without making reforms really is just passing the buck, so to speak, in the sense that the taxpayer would still have to pay that bill, whether it's at the state level or the county level. However, if the state does choose to pass those obligations on to the local counties, which I think would be disastrous if it were to be done all at once, I think if it is scheduled out over a period of time and allow the counties to ultimately absorb it in a meaningful pace, we'll figure out how to do that. But at the same time, I would like the state to give us a little more authority over the management and operation of the school system so that we could extract some additional savings while still keeping the classroom budget intact.
Along lines of pension reform, there has been some already in Baltimore County. Do you feel that there is additional pension reforms that need to be examined for the incoming council and the county executive?
Well, Baltimore County has really been the leader in the state in employee pension reform. We've already asked our employees to make the sacrifices by increasing the amount of their contribution to our pension system, increasing the number of years it takes to vest, and increasing the retirement age in which someone could retire. In addition, we've also made the health care changes to our employee system that we think will also save us millions and millions of tens of millions of dollars every year. And I think that we're grateful that our employees agreed to make these changes. I hope that we don't have to make further changes, but if we do, obviously I'm going to work with the employees to figure out a way to make that work. We've also made our advance payments on our GASB pension requirements, which is the new federal guideline standards of present funding of future obligations. And again, we're way ahead of the curve of any other county in this state, and even the state, in making those payments. So what we have in Baltimore County is a fiscally well-managed county government that has been able to make the hard decisions so that taxpayers are not going to be burdened in future years.
Recent crime statistics show Baltimore County is again showing a decrease in crime in the area. What would you do to ensure that that continues if elected?
Well, I'm a former prosecutor. I understand what police need and the tools that they need to do an effective job. When we had a tragic murder at the Towson Mall, I was a little concerned. It was only by the luck of a citizen who wrote down a tag number of a car speeding out that they were able to find the killer of a teacher who was killed in the top floor of the garage. But I decided we shouldn't rely upon sheer luck anymore, and I enacted a law, the first of its kind in the country, that mandates video surveillance in all of the public shopping center areas. As a result, violent crime is down 30% in our shopping centers. Given the advances of technology, I think we can expand that. So we have record low crime rates today, but that to me isn't enough. I want to keep giving police the technology they need to fight crime and keep that effort strong.
The jobs and economy have been an issue in practically every race at every level right now. What incentives would you enact to create, spark job creation and entice businesses to come to Baltimore County?
Well, we have some opportunity areas that I think the county needs to do a better job at focusing on, both at 95 near and Route 43 corridor. Offers us a great economic opportunity area because of its location. It's located by the Beltway, by 95, by Martin State Airport, and by the MARC train line. And I think that could be a good opportunity area for incubator businesses, businesses that are associated with the BRAC industry and other live where you work type venues. In addition, I think that the Woodlawn area by Social Security, which will also be the site of the proposed Red Line rail stop, will allow the county to create an employment center using an industry that's already there, Social Security, which quite frankly is a growth industry given the pending retirement age of all of the baby boomers. And we should be competing for additional facilities as Social Security expands, and to use that as an opportunity to create jobs.
Current County Executive Jim Smith, a hallmark of his administration has been neighborhood revitalization. We're seeing what's going on in Dundalk, we're seeing what's going on in Pikesville. Would you consider that a centerpiece of your administration? And if so, what areas do you believe still need additional revitalization?
Well, we've done a great job on the east side, and I think there are some areas on the southwest area that could use some attention. But also in terms of economic redevelopment, I think the downtown Towson poses or offers some great opportunities to allow for more residential empty nester housing. So basically we have a lot of older people who are ready to downsize from their homes in the region, Towson, Lutherville, Timonium, Cockeysville, and I think that these empty nesters would like the opportunity to live in a downtown environment, yet a village like Towson. So we had a recent opening of a luxury high-rise, and it's first class in every way, and I think if we had more of those options, including condominiums, that would create a nightlife for downtown Towson, which would also spur restaurants and other businesses that could utilize the workers, the impact of the workers during the day, and the residents at night.
You see the recently auctioned Towson Commons as a centerpiece in that area as well?
Well, I think we have to build on these opportunities. So Towson Circle 3 is still in the works, and we're putting funding forward for that. That, I hope, will spur activity with the Towson Commons project, which is actually as a result of the bankruptcy and the repossession by the bank, it's actually a helpful event because it's lowered the baseline cost of the project so that we can probably attract someone I think would be a viable partner there. We have other areas that we're working on as well. In the Owings Mills area, we're moving forward with funding for the Metro Center, which will house a branch of the Community College of Baltimore County and the county library, and I believe that project that will also include apartments, offices, and retail will spur activity with the adjacent Owings Mills Mall, which right now, unfortunately, again, is in bankruptcy. So I think there are a lot of these different opportunities throughout the county. The key is to apply almost laser-like focus on each area, have a game plan, and then implement it, and then allow us to move forward to other areas.
On a personal side, what role has your family played in your decision to run, and how has that impacted your family life during those last year or so?
Well, I'm sure that if my wife and kids truly understood how much time and effort it takes to run for county executive in a county this size, that's larger in population than a congressional district, larger in population than 4 states, they probably would be offering me a better opinion today than they did a year ago. But I know we are all anxious for this phase to come to a conclusion, and we're certainly excited about the potential that exists after the election. But right now, we're full steam ahead, and we're not slowing down.
How has family and fatherhood changed to the way you've thought about, the way you've governed, and the way you've gone about this campaign?
Well, obviously, like anyone, I've grown in life. I mean, when I was first elected to the council, I was single, had no children. I had a full head of hair and a bushy mustache, and now 16 years later, I have thinning hair. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Jill. We have 2 lovely boys. And as to the mustache, I grew it to look older, and I shaved it to look younger. But I've tried to take the experiences that we all have and make that allows me to be a better person and also to be a better elected official. And obviously, to be a husband, a father, a lawyer, a councilman, all of these skills will help me be a better county executive.
You were endorsed by the Sierra Club. What do you believe are the core environmental concerns in Baltimore County, and how would you continue to address them moving forward?
I think Baltimore County can be a leader in environmental protection in many ways. First of all, we are. We lead the state in protections for the watershed areas as well as land use. We have 173 miles of shoreline in Baltimore County, and we've been very careful about maintaining the preservation of that area. Which has been great. But what I think we need to focus on now is restoration efforts on our waterfront, holding the line to make sure we're not having overdevelopment near the water's edge, and also setting the example for sustainability. Right now, that's a new word I guess we use, but it really is a concept that everyone can understand, and it's saving energy, which also saves tax dollars. And I think the county can set the example in making sure that the practices we do in our county government buildings and the way we even construct buildings set the role model. But we've also set up tax credits and incentives for private investors to consider LEED certified buildings that are environmentally friendly. So I think it's a tone that the county sets both by example and by incentives to the private community, and making sure we are leading the way. Another example that I'm very excited about is our efforts at single stream recycling. We are now the leaders in the region for amount of waste that is recovered through recycling, and I want to continue to expand our efforts in that regard. And by the way, I want to tell you that by recycling, we're not only keeping the environment clean, but we're again saving tax dollars, because we have expanded the life of our county landfill by 20 years as a result of our recycling efforts. So it's a smart thing to do, and it's a good thing to do.
Kind of a broad question, but finally, why should voters select you on November 2nd?
Well, I believe I have the knowledge, experience, and vision to lead our county in difficult times. And I think right now we do need someone with hands-on experience who understands how county government works, but also has a good sense of this county. I was born in this county. I've lived here my whole life. My wife and I decided to raise our children in this family like many other people. So I'm running for county executive to make sure that not just my children or your children or people's grandchildren have a good life, but the same opportunities that I've been given and that other people have been given living in this county. So I want to make decisions that I think last not just for the next 4 years, but last for a generation.